Hey everybody, Shark Scrapper. Well, my BNI network is hooking me up again. We've got a washer and then inside this barn thing we've got us a Coke machine. When I first saw it, I was a little bit concerned. I was thinking this is going to be one of those, you know, with dispenses the Coke cans kind of thing, but in reality it's really nothing more than a big refrigerator, so this won't be that bad. So we're going to go to Mako speed here because it turns out this didn't want to come out as easily as I thought it was going to. It's very tall, so I couldn't tip it. It wouldn't scoot very well because the concrete deck had some cracks and some bends and it kept getting hung up. So getting it positioned proved to be a little more difficult than what I was expecting. We eventually got that taken care of, and then I found that I couldn't actually get it out of the building because there's a lip at the edge of the building right here that was too low. So that meant I had to pull it back in between two beams that were wide enough that I could then tip it on its side. Here, wait a minute, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. And once I got it down on it like this, it turned out to be much heavier than what I thought it was. So now I've kind of had to just put it down, and I want to get the compressor off the bottom of it. When the compressor's off, that's going to make it much lighter, and then I should be able to get it up in the truck. Now the other problem I ran into was I didn't have my tools with me, and it is in pretty bad shape. It's really rusted up down there. So I'm going to load the washer in the truck, take that back to the shark cage, drop that off, get my tools, and then come back and get the compressor off of this. So it's about, I don't know, an hour or so later. I have returned with the tools. I've got the compressor section removed. That's over here. So we're going to go back to Mako speed, and I'm going to get strong, and we're going to get this loaded up. Okay, once you get the compressor out, they're really not that heavy. That thing is all rusted up inside of there, so I'm not going to dig around anymore. I'm just going to take this straight to the scrapyard. Well, hopefully they'll take it with the glass door. Hope that's not a problem. If it is a problem, it looks like it's 4 bolts if they'll come out. 2 there, 2 there, and then probably 2 on the top. So hopefully that won't be an issue. All right, now that trampoline, I've contacted the property owner, so we'll see. I might be back for the trampoline. I was hoping to pick it up right away with this, but that's not going to happen, so maybe we'll be back for the trampoline. Hey y'all, Shark Scrapper. Well, we got permission to haul away the trampoline, so as you can see, I am decked out in my outdoor regalia. I didn't know for sure how the sun was going to be shining on this, and there's a lot of bugs here. So even though it's warm, not that warm, it's actually low 90s right now, I think.
This is going to keep the bugs off me, keep the sun off of me. So come on, let's dive in and get this trampoline broken down.
So the first thing we have to do is cut the mesh nylon bouncy part in order to relieve the pressure on the springs. So using one of my old scuba diving knives, it's got a hook on the end of it. We just get it cut around the sides, and then we'll do another cut at two ends of it, and that'll relieve the pressure on the springs, and then we'll be able to get the springs off real easy. Yes, we're Mako speeding through this because that's a lot of springs to take out. Now I found that one of the easiest ways to pull the springs after you release the tension on them is to just take one of the springs and use that to hook a spring and pull it out of the hole that it's in. And then you just work your way around and pull all of those springs off. I'm just tossing them right in the truck. Sharkmobile is parked right next to the fence, so stuff can just go right into the back there. With the mesh part out of the way, the next step is to unbolt the legs from the circular frame. Now I went around and sprayed each one of the bolts with Blaster, and then it's let them soak a little bit. So that really helped to then get the bolts out pretty easily here. With the bolts out of the way, it's hammer time. Got to get the legs knocked loose from the circular frame. So you can step on the legs and hit up, or you can lift the frame and hit down. Then it's just a matter of knocking the sections loose and chucking them in the Sharkmobile.
Okay, one trampoline dismantled in the back of the Sharkmobile. The bouncy part, the tramp, the canvas, whatever you call that, that's just gonna go into the dumpster. I'm not gonna try to take the hooks off of that or anything like that. That's just way too much time spent for very little gain. There we go. All right.
I had already dropped off the Coke machine and the washer with a bunch of other shred. So now we're going to get rid of the trampoline and other miscellaneous shred that was just laying around the shark cage. And of course, you know, it starts raining because that's what it does here in the summertime in the afternoons, is lightning and thunder and rain. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and the icons that are coming up here are to help you find more shark scrapping video. The round one in the middle, that's to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.